game. I mean, how is it to go when you've got two teams going against each other on the real pitch and you know that both are playing at the top of their game? There's no weaknesses for either of them. I mean, how do you set up for a massive occasion like that?
Well, when you look at it, you say there's no weaknesses, but you look at Oliver, 23 goals scored and 10 conceded. You're talking about somebody who obviously has got defensive mind. And you're looking at Caccia, and he's scored 47, but he's conceded 27. So you're looking at it and you're thinking, yes, there might be a way through him there, because if it comes down to it, it seems to me like Oliver, he's kind of like he's very resolute in his defending. He's not going to give away too much. So be interesting to see how he gets broken down.
Well, it might be the first opportunity here automatically for the Italian. Gets through on goal. Here's Ronaldo. He's dancing like a ballerina inside the box. Can he get the shot away, though? Tries to get it on the right. Van der Sar takes flight to grab that one out of the air. But Ryan, a perfect example of the technical ability in the box that we've seen from Caccia already in this game.
He's come out the traps flying. I thought for a second he sort of overplayed it. I think this sort of happens a lot of the time where you don't anticipate to have that much space. And as I know, Ian, of course, good to speak to you again, but you always speak about when you're in those situations with R9, with Pele, take the shot.
Yes.
Like, you have to take the shot sometimes.
Yeah, but the thing is that what I love about the game is the amount of creativity and the amount of skills, everything what goes on with it. But when you get the opportunity to shoot in a game of this magnitude, take it. You know, this is the kind of stuff what he just done in the first couple of minutes. Like now, yes, get it done. You know, you don't need to do the skills of that. Get the goal scored and go from there. This is perfect. More direct. Get the goal scored. Bam.
I just wonder if the occasion maybe might get to OliverPN here. We've been saying he's been amazing so far. He's unbeaten, but this is the first time that he's reached the grand final of a major competition such as the eChampions League. So much money on the line, $75,000 for the winner of this. And at the moment, Caccia, who has been catching fire ever since he started this losers bracket run, is just looking so good, so silky, so smooth every time that he's getting through towards goal at the moment.
He's a deadly attacker. We saw there again, that's not even the first chance he's created so far. It's been 15 minutes against someone like Oliver, who is so defensive minded and very structured in defense. He's already created a lot of, well, 2 chances, which could have led to goals. Of course, one of them did go in with R9 Ronaldo, just going in on the inside of the post. But again, for Oliver, we spoke about, anyway, him being a massive, massive underdog. And I don't honestly go as far to say if he ends up winning the eChampions League 2021, I think this might be the biggest underdog story that we've had so far in the FIFA scene.
I mean, that is a quote. Somebody put that on a T-shirt, because if that does happen, I mean, it's quite right in saying it. You know, nobody really knew about this man coming into the eChampions League. He was just inside the top 50 in the world. He's looking to find an equaliser here as Neymar gets inside the box, cuts it back, and he's found one. Pele with the finish, and Ian, that is beautiful stuff from OliverPN.
That is fantastic, because I thought that they're a little bit wide open on the wings, OliverPN. I think that they can get in. I think Caccia can get in, but for him to attack and score a goal like that, that should get Caccia to think. But that's the problem. Them getting in from the wing backs is a problem for Oliver, and he's got to do something about it at some stage, because they're getting in every time behind this right back, sorry.
We'll have to see if there's going to be a change of formation. I think Caccia might be playing that 5-2-1-2 that we've seen him, those wing backs, like you mentioned, Ian, giving him some problems early on. But I think that goal is vital, not just for OliverPN, just to calm the nerves down, but I think for the game as well, just to make sure that Caccia doesn't kind of run away with things, as unfortunately the ball ran away from the on-rushing Pele there. The referee will bring this one back for a free kick just outside of the 18-yard box, but it has been a bit of a frantic start from both players so far, as Neymar now twists and turns, but just can't find the space at the moment.
This is an awesome start. I don't know where to look. It's just like end-to-end stuff. I think that I would like to see them release it a little bit earlier in and around the box to get some more shots off, because I think there's going to be some goals in this game, and I think that they need to start taking more chances, taking more opportunities to shoot.
Ryan, I mean, you've been in finals yourself. Is the adrenaline kicking in here for both of these players?
I'll be honest, for me personally, when I play, at these moments, the nervy moments, I genuinely feel sick. So I couldn't even imagine what these players are experiencing now, because the prize money here is ridiculous. You win this, you get $75,000 for this game alone, which is ridiculous amounts of money. And of course, being crowned the eChampions League champion, which is remarkable. honestly one of the biggest accolades you can have as a FIFA Pro player. So both of these players, again, for Oliver, he has that safety blanket of being able to have that extra loss just in case. However, he'll be hoping he can just get it done in the first game, and it's all to play for.
Well, I think the nerves are starting to calm down a little bit. It was a frantic start between these two players, but both of them finding a little bit more rhythm, not just offensively, but defensively as well, as now OliverPN, having found that equaliser, is going to be upended on the edge of the box, as Alaba's going to be fighting with R9, and luckily his Bayern Munich teammate was there to clean up the mess that almost was created. And Alaba, again, being caught off guard here. R9 really doing a good job of pressing and harrying the defenders to cause them some sort of problem. 5 minutes till half-time here. Pele now inside the box once more. Goes for the reverse elastico.
Wow.
And it gets caught at just the right second.
I think that Oliver, that was an opportunity. If he could have scored in that moment, then I think that you start to maybe see how nervous Caccia is, simply because, you know what I mean, he seems to be getting into it a bit more now, Ollie. And then, you know, you've seen Caccia giving the ball away in that, which is really quite exciting. I love the end-to-end. This I love the e-game, because it's end-to-end. No messing around the back. They get it forward and they try and do their stuff.
Well, here's Patrick Vieira into Ruud Gullit, two icons of the game. And now R9 for Caccia. It's the first time we've really seen him approach the 18-yard box. It's been all OliverPN since his equaliser, and he defends well to get that ball away, but the half-time whistle will go here, and it was a frantic start, gentlemen. The game started to calm down a little bit, but 1-1. I mean, Ian, as we take a look at the beautiful eChampions League trophy, I mean, how long do you think it's going to take for these guys to calm down a little bit? Do you think it's first 45, get the nerves out of the way, and then start to relax into things a little bit here?
No, I think that we're going to... I hope, in fact, that it carries on like it is, but I think that OliverPN done very well, conceding the goal like he did so early, and then getting himself back in it. You know, not taking too long to get himself back in it. And I thought that might have been an opportunity for Caccia to see if he could get another one, because he did get in a couple of times. But like, once OliverPN scored the goal, he kind of looks like he's having a little bit more joy.
Well, Ryan, I mean, what are your takeaways from that first 45? It was played at probably the highest pace we've seen of any game so far in the eChampions League.
Exactly. I have to echo on from what Ian said about as soon as Oliver got the equaliser, I feel like he was on the ascendancy. He looked the most likely to score again. But I feel like the first 15 or 20 minutes, it looked like Caccia, he potentially could have had 2 goals. I thought that he could have been in a little bit more of a comfortable situation. But Oliver's done really, really well. As I said, since the equaliser, he's dominated the offensive front. He's kept possession well. Again, I'm nervous. As I say, it's not even me. I'm genuinely nervous watching these guys play, because I know how much is there to be won. As I say, becoming the eChampions League champion is just, as I say, the biggest thing so far this year.
Well, it's going to be OliverPN now, who's stepping forward. A wonderful ball out wide there, just spreading the plate. Bruno Fernandes gets a little bit fortunate to get that ball back, but Ruud Gullit will recover well and win the possession of the ball. Here's Pele into the feet of R9. There's one little matchup I'm a little bit concerned about, which is for Caccia, which is R9 when he gets one-on-one with David Alaba. David Alaba, not the strongest of players in FIFA, and I just wonder if he can get a directional nutmeg away or get the wrong side of him, if he's going to be able to recover. But at the moment, Caccia holding strong at the back, as patience in build-up here for OliverPN. There is that directional nutmeg. Almost got the space again. There he is once more. R9's got the wrong side of him. Here it is, absolutely buried it in at the near post.
Wow.
And that is a rocket of a finish.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That is what I wanted to see today. Wow. I was just getting ready to say there's too many turnovers, people giving the ball away too much. But I don't mind if they're going to score goals like that.
I'll be honest, I thought the chance was gone. I thought he narrowed the angle a little bit too much. But that's a finish that you'd be proud of. Yeah.
Jeez, I was thinking, I didn't think he was going to be shooting from that angle, because I thought he was holding on to the ball too long there, but then he done his great skills and then got in. He's in a good position now, because he's been in the ascendancy since he equalised.
And now Caccia on the back foot, but he has managed to win that ball back on this left-hand side. But that was the matchup. I almost spoke it into existence. I feel like I almost need to apologise to the Italian fans who are watching right now, and Caccia fans, because it was Alaba versus R9, and he was beaten for pace and strength, but The finish was absolutely sublime from the Brazilian as we now enter inside of the last half hour of this first leg. Mendy's going to play that ball around the corner. There might be an opportunity to play it inside as well. Neymar tries to turn away and play it back inside, but it's going to be defended well. And I mean, Ryan, that kind of goal, are you concerned about this matchup as well? Because it's a bit of a surprise to me to see Alaba in at that centre-back position for me.
It's a big one. Of course, it's all personal preference with player selection. Some players like to use the likes of Alaba in centre-back. Of course, his player model is less physical. He'll be the likes of R9 Ronaldo, even CR7 will be able to physically dominate him compared to Varane, as we see some tight dribbling on the edge of the box from Caccia, but Varane comes out and defends really, really well there from Oliver. But I have to give you your fair dues on set. I'll be honest, you're someone who's mentioned Oliver early on in the tournament from what we've seen in the knockout stages about him being one to watch. And as I say, each round has progressed, I've been more and more impressed by him.
And it finally took for him to get to the final and have the lead to give him some sort of credit. I respect. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that, mate. But here comes Rashford now, bearing down on goal, and he tries to play that ball in. And Caccia, he's committing a lot of players forward at the moment. And with 15 minutes to go, Ian, do you see more goals in this game?
I do see more goals, and like I say, now we're starting to see OliverPN's defensive capabilities, because he's smothering him, he's nicking the ball when he needs to, but then what I believe he needs to do now is see if he can spring forward quicker and see if he can really take advantage of his defensive prowess. Because if he can start nicking the ball, getting it forward earlier, he might be able to get another goal.
Well, here's Alphonso Davies, and there might be an opportunity to play that ball inside, and Ferland Mendy
Defending.
just about manages to get across the Frenchman and get a toe end on that one to turn that ball away from the onrushing striker. But that was a nervy moment, and almost a very good one there for Caccia. OliverPN now is going to be direct in the way that he goes forward. Cancelo manages to get the interception. And now a little De Jong turn in the midfield. R9 now, 1v1 with the defender. Caccia looking to get past Kyle Walker, but OliverPN, Ryan, has been so solid in those 1v1s.
I feel like as soon as he takes the lead in any game we've seen him so far, basically jinxed it. I was just saying, he's very assured in possession as he wins that back, but there could be a mistake here into Alphonso Davies, but just about defended well there. But as I was saying, I feel like he's very assured when he takes the lead. There are many players in the scene where you play against them, and if you take the lead against them and manage to see out or maybe get a second, they start to panic. But for Oliver, he conceded, and I thought maybe we might see some sort of panic or anything set in. But again, he stepped up to the plate when it mattered most. He scored the equaliser when his back's against the wall, and he's done well just to push on to turn the game around. And again, he's been very dominant. But you'll see here, 85th minute, standing still. He doesn't need to attack. There's no need for him to score again. He's happy just to wait for the last attack, just to try and limit the risk, because he doesn't want to make any mistakes to concede late on, which we saw earlier how devastating it can be for Ethan when he conceded in the last minutes of the game against him.
We're just playing for this last attack of the first leg then. You got to remember that OliverPN, if he wins this game as well, he's just one leg away from being the champion of the eChampions League and having his name on that trophy. And just smart, sensible play at the moment, making sure that he is the player who will have the last strike at goal, as now he starts to burst into play. Goes for that directional nutmeg. Raphael Varane will make the tackle, and there's 30 seconds left on the clock. Maybe enough chance to get that ball forward, but the slide tackle here from Ruud Gullit will slow things down once more. And that should be the end of the first leg. And OliverPN, Ian, is now 90 minutes away from not only being pretty good on the real pitch, but being a champion on the virtual one as well.
Can I just say, you mentioned being on the real pitch, and you could see now his game management. And what we're seeing from Caccia is something he's starting to chase a little bit. You've seen him in the end there, but like we've said, seen him at the end there a couple of times trying to attack. But OliverPN's defense is so solid at the minute that he's going to have to be, for me, a bit more direct for me, Caccia, because at the moment it's very comfortable for him. He looks like, for me, somebody you can see he's a professional player, the way he's managing this game now. He's in front. I think he needs to maybe get another one and then start playing like we just saw the end of that game there.
We'll show you some of the highlights from that first game then. Ryan, I mean, your takeaways, because as I said, 90 minutes away now is this man from becoming the eChampions League winner. You saw the trophy in our virtual studio as well. I mean, it was just such a professional performance. Like Ian summed it up so well. He went down, he didn't panic, and then he managed to work his way back into the game, playing the way that he's shown us all tournament long.
Exactly, and I feel like from the first 20 minutes anyway, I thought maybe some nerves will set in as we see a fantastic goal here, which is going to be a common theme throughout. We've seen 3 fantastic goals in the first leg, but you can see him, he's confident. He backs himself regardless of the situation he's in, as we see the dribbling here with R9. The heel to heel here, I thought the angle was slightly too narrow, but the finish there, past Schmeichel into the roof of the net. I know Schmeichel's one of your nemesis, Ian, but yeah, that finish there is a ridiculous one to give him the 1-goal advantage.
You know the thing with OliverPN is how calm he is. And I think that it was, we saw it with him going a goal down so early. And for me, that was Caccia's opportunity to try and maybe get another one, simply because he's such a good defender, to try and put the pressure on him to see if he could take him out of a comfort zone that he's not been in too much, because he's won all these games. So it's up to Caccia now to put the pressure on him to try and take him out of this comfort zone he's in, because he's looking more and more calm, more and more confident.
Now, let's talk about this second leg a little bit, gentlemen, as we do see that virtual trophy in our virtual studio again, as we take a look at Caccia. This man needs to win this next leg, obviously, but that is only to send it towards, you know, potentially extra time, potentially penalties. He needs to win this first set, we should say, before sending it to a deciding set. So he needs to get this job done right here, right now, because otherwise his run is over. For OliverPN, this is the opportunity of a lifetime now for him. So many people will spend years and years and years, Ryan, and you can attest to this, grinding away for the opportunity to become a champion. Having a 1-leg advantage in the eChampions League final, knowing you have a reset to fall back from as well. I mean, what's got to be going through the mind of OliverPN right now?
Excitement, nerves, anxiety, everything piled into one. You can see he's gone for a toilet break. If that's, as I say, I'd be throwing up. Honestly, I'd be that nervous. But both of these players, just to reach this stage, you have to remember, you see the wonderful trophy there, Caccia was unbeaten in the Swiss format. And of course, Oliver's unbeaten in their knockout format. So they've both been unbeaten at different stages of the eChampions League. So these players are fantastic. They don't have a lot of losses. I believe it was 2 losses or so between both of them. So Oliver, again, will have a lot of confidence from that. But Caccia will have confidence knowing that he scored so many goals. So who's to say he can't score more here? But the way Oliver's been defending and keeping possession, it's admirable, to be honest.
One thing that stood out for me as well is that it's been a very simple game plan coming in from OliverPN as well. He's stuck to the 4-4-2. He hasn't adjusted his tactics too much. Just a few personnel changes here and then. But to be honest with you, it's been a simple formula and it's worked so well, using those 2 strikers and the technical ability that he has on the pad to maneuver the space for those chances. But the second leg is underway now, and this might be the last opportunity here for Caccia to send it to a bracket reset for OliverPN in the finals. 90 minutes now separates him and being a champion. The aggregate score you can see in the top left-hand side of your screen as well. The 1 goal, the difference between the 2 players. And Ryan, we've talked about aggregate scores a lot. We've talked about score lines in FIFA. That 1 goal really isn't enough to hold on to here.
It's not. Honestly, I'm on the edge of my seat here just watching that build up there. I thought that would have led to a chance. It was very slow, very methodical. He knows what he's doing in attack. He's so calm. It's unbelievable to see, because he knows there's certain passes that he wants to play into. There's certain dribble moves, the skill cancellation combos. And he's so dangerous on the edge of the box. But it's the same with Caccia. We've seen today the amount of chances and goals he has scored because of his patience on the edge of the box and his ruthlessness in front of goals. So for Oliver, he'll be hoping he doesn't give away too many chances, or a chance at all, just to limit the threat from Caccia. But the nerves will be building. If I'm Oliver, right, 10 minutes have gone, I'll be thinking, all right, we've got past the first 10. Let's go. Let's get it to the 20th. Get past the 20th. Get it to the 30th. That's how nervous I would be, because as I say, the Champions League is one of, if not the biggest events as a FIFA Pro player.
Massive, massive moment for both these players. Ian, how did you deal with nerves? Obviously, you know, you say you like to put in the practice on the training ground, make sure that you've left no leaf unturned when it came to your preparation. I mean, when you get to the moment, though, there's always those butterflies in the stomach. What would you be saying to these 2 players?
Well, the thing is now, what you want now is OliverPN, for me, needs to get another goal to then really put Caccia on the back foot, simply because that will give him that breathing space. In these moments, I was petrified of giving the ball away, knowing what Tony Adams would do to me if I gave the ball away in such a big game. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you keep the ball like he's doing, and make sure that if an opportunity comes, you take it. And this is what I'm thinking now. Make sure that if you get a chance, because the longer it goes, Caccia will have to commit more men. So you've got to now try and nick that third goal.
And Caccia, at the moment, you see, is playing that 5-2-1-2 once more, looking to use those wing backs to get forward. You can see your players are flooding forward for him now, as they need to do. He wants to find that equaliser, but he does have that 3 at the back. And again, just the pressure from OliverPN in midfield. That's been a real feature for me, Ryan. Every single time there's been an opportunity to close down space with his 2 central midfielders, he's taken it.
He closes down possession so well. He manually cuts the lanes as well, and he squeezes you in. So it sort of feels like there's no option, as we see a potential chance here, but a great block there from Oliver to deny a shot at goal there, or a clear shot at goal. But again, as we speak about the pressing off the ball and also in possession, he's very calm as well, keeping possession. He forces his opponent to make a defensive error before he starts to progress further up the field, and that's something that's been associated with every game. He has a clear game plan. He knows what he needs to do when he takes the lead, and I know a lot of pro players are afraid to do that in certain moments, whether it's resort to game management or be a bit more reserved. But he's confident, going not necessarily defensive, but taking his foot off the pedal a little bit, because he trusts himself defensively and trusts himself enough to win possession back.
Well, here's R9. There's a Croqueta cancels. It's going to be Alaba who gets a foot in this time. But again, OliverPN showing how dangerous he is when he gets into those positions and gets 1v1. You cannot put a step wrong. Otherwise, it will be a penalty. And you will be, unfortunately, potentially behind by not just 1 goal, but 2. But here's a massive chance now for Caccia.
Great save.
But maybe he just snatched at it a little bit there. Had a little bit more time than maybe he thought.
Yeah.
Keeper forced into a save there, Ian, but a massive moment in the game.
Massive moment. And I think you're right. I think he had a little bit more time. He could have taken another touch. But I think that what happens is that you start to get into this stage and you start feeling that pressure. He's got to get his shots off. You know what I mean? He got that shot off too early, and I think he could have taken a little bit more time. And I hope maybe that might spark OliverPN into let me get another one, like I've been saying, simply because if he gets one, Caccia, he can get on a hot streak. And the longer it goes, you can't tell me that OliverPN's not starting to think about that £75,000 you keep mentioning, $75,000 you mentioned there, Ryan, because that will be a factor as well at some stage.
Well, 10 minutes till half-time here, and it is pressure from Caccia, and you have to wonder how long OliverPN can hold on at the moment. It will go out here for a corner. And a chance to maybe whip this one into the box, or maybe look for a shorter corner instead. It's just going to be kind of given away as it was tossed into the box. Van der Sar has to be very confident and calm, and almost gave the ball away there.
Wow.
Did OliverPN, but he's done his geometry, he's done his calculations to make sure that pass found its intended target, but you have to say that Caccia started to come into this game a little bit towards the end of this first half here, Ryan.
He has, and it's looking a little nervy, even playing out the back there. Well, you could associate that with confidence, but I say just slightly nerve-wracking on the edge of my seat, just because he could have given the ball away, as Caccia could have nicked it there ahead of the defender or the goalkeeper. But again, even there, the way Caccia is pressing is a lot better from what we've seen. You can see he's trying to squeeze him high up the pitch, but that is going to leave gaps, and we see a chance potentially.
Yeah.
Here's Fernandez. Here's R9. Massive opportunity, but speaking of overplaying, you saw the reaction in the player cam from OliverPN. He wants that chance back again. He tried the Croqueta cancel inside. It didn't work when he had the chance to strike a goal.
That's an error. And that's the kind of thing that starts putting doubt into your mind now, because he knows that goal there that goal there gives him the breathing space he needs. Now it's up to Caccia now to try and put him under pressure. He has to put him under more pressure. I think he's got to commit more men forward. Even though he just now left himself open, he has to commit more men forward, because I feel that is a big opportunity we've just seen there.
Well, deep breath, everybody. We've got 45 minutes left, and that man on your screen has got 45 minutes between him and being able to claim that trophy as his own. I mean, Ryan, you've called it the ultimate underdog story, and it's quite right that you should call it that. There's not many occasions where we will come into a tournament who, you know, we've been involved. I've been involved in the, you know, commentating FIFA for 3-4 years now. You've been involved in the FIFA scene for, 10 years or so now. I mean, to have a player who is unknown to pretty much everybody coming into a tournament, and to have him get to a final is one thing. To have him win, that is history.
Exactly. There's been many underdog stories, of course, associated in the esports scene of FIFA. Of course, we've got text as well, and we see when players do rise to prominence after that, you see it carries on and it brings them forward to be successful in future events. And of course, winning the eChampions League for Oliver will be something that's no short of the biggest accomplishment many players have had in their careers. And of course, he's a professional footballer. He plays football himself anyway. And the only reason he's even playing esports is because of a layoff with an injury. So it's a bit of a weird one for him anyway. He should be taking it, of course, as a massive accomplishment. But the fact he's coming as, well, I said it before the game started, he's not a player that you would have pinpointed as the favourite or one of the favourites, or even a player you'd expect to reach the latter stages. But he's here in the final. He's here on merit, unbeaten. And he's just performing fantastically well in every game I've seen. Defensively, offensively, just keeping possession is just amazing.
Well, this is going to be a nervy 35 minutes for him. And for Caccia, it's going to have to be a magnificent one from him. He needs one goal to send this to extra time. And he needs one goal to put the pressure back onto his opponent. And he's going to be pushing forward more and more as those minutes tick down.
I think it's important now for Oliver to like that situation we just saw. When the ball went into Pele there, listen to me saying Pele has to keep it. The fact is, Pele has to keep it. He has to get it to R9, because if they've committed that many men forward like Caccia did there, that was the perfect opportunity to break on them. You've got Pele and R9, get the ball into him.
Well, here is R9. And this time it's for OliverPN, and Pele's going to be in behind here, and a massive opportunity now. He's up by one. Oh, he went for the heel to heel.
Wow.
It wasn't the worst idea in the world, but Schmeichel, Ian Wright's nemesis, has just become OliverPN's as well.
Can I say, that is the craziest idea I've ever seen. He's trying to do skills when he had a...
And now at the other end,
Oh, no! Exactly.
Oh, and how this game can turn on its head.
Exactly.
Oh.
You do not do that with a chance. What a chance, Ryan. What a chance to make it 3-1 on aggregate. Bam, they go down the other end and score. That is exactly what Cavani should have taken that chance with Pele. Now we've got a game on. Yes.
I thought that was it. I thought the chance, when he went through with Pele, I thought certainly it's a goal. 3-1, and he's in the ascendancy. He's going to be picking apart Caccia from there on in. But to go down the other end straight away, R9 Ronaldo, who else but to bring Caccia back into the game. And of course, there's another chance here potentially. Of course, the pass didn't have enough power behind it to put Pele through on goal. But that chance there, I'll be honest, correct me, that's one of the first times I've seen the heel-to-heel not come off at that angle past the goalkeeper.
I agree. I thought it was a goal. I thought it heel-to-heel. I thought he played it absolutely perfectly, but goalkeeper made the save, and then straight up the other end, he was made to pay. And now OliverPN, who we've seen has lost leads a couple of times, but then finds that rhythm and finds that attacking prowess to get himself back into the lead. He's coming forward again. Ruud Gullit looking to orchestrate things here, looking to pull the strings, but there's the pressure from Caccia, who wants to send this final to a reset.
Well played. Good defending. Right, this is a chance. This is a chance.
Well, Neymar's over here. Pele's trying to get into space as well, but Neymar's going to be twisting and turning, and it's magic from Neymar! OliverPN, having just conceded at one end, comes up with a little bit of magic at the feet of the Brazilian.
That's outrageous. The elastico onto Neymar's left, the finish past Schmeichel. Oh my goodness, that's a fantastic finish. What a goal to break the deadlock.
And that's what it's all about. Won the ball back
in a really good position. Won the ball back in a great position and went direct. Give it to the guys that do their stuff. Neymar, Pele, Ronaldo, and R9, and finish. Brilliant goal, man.
To do it in that situation as well. Having just, let's take ourselves back just a few minutes. You know, he'd wasted a massive opportunity to put himself 3-1 up. Caccia goes down the other end and scores. And then all of a sudden, I mean, Ryan, OliverPN seems to have this switch where he's like, okay, I need to score. And he just goes forward, and he just seems to be able to produce, regardless of the circumstance, the occasion, whatever it is, he finds a way to score goals.
He seems like a player that performs extremely well in pressure situations, where you have those players where some players crumble under pressure, some players perform fantastically well, and you can see, you're in a situation, you can see the goal where you were just about to take an extra goal away from your opponent in the final of the eChampions League. He goes down the other end and scores. A lot of players will have that knocking confidence and the morale, their heads will drop slightly, but it seemed to motivate him a little bit more. He picked himself back up, went through on goal, fantastic goal from Neymar, and now 17 minutes for Caccia to score, who has scored a lot of goals, I have to mention, in this tournament, but Oliver's been in these situations before and he's held out, he's been resilient, but can he do it now?
We'll have to wait and see as Cancelo steps in. Who's going to win the fight to that ball? It's going to be Eden Hazard. And Caccia has everybody forward at the moment. Here's Kylian Mbappe back to R9. Varane trying to stick to his man, and that's a massive tackle. However, it doesn't gift him possession, and now Eden Hazard inside the box here. Cancelo.
Great tackle.
A tackle as good as a goal on this occasion for OliverPN.
The next goal's massive. Next goal is massive. I know it's a cliched thing to say, but like there's a couple of opportunities there where I saw where Caccia should have broke on Oliver because he kind of committed men forward and he didn't get the ball into him, Caccia. And now, here we go, look.
R9's in on goal.
He's got to shoot. He has to shoot.
I can't
He has
believe
to
it.
shoot. I can't believe
I've
it.
got my head in my hands. I've got my head in my
Look how sweaty
hands.
my palms are.
He's had the game in his
Jeez.
hands. And maybe OliverPN's palms are just as sweaty as yours, Ian, because he's letting these chances slip through his fingers.
He's had 2 great chances, guys. He should have taken those. This could be a lot more comfortable, but, you know, it makes for a great game for us.
Oh, Caccia just turns back into trouble. And now on the counter-attack, R9's on his bike. Ronaldo, fresh on the pitch as well. Vieira gets back and, more importantly, turns possession back over here for Caccia, who is desperately trying to find one more chance to find an equaliser, to send this to extra time. Vieira into Mbappe, and a combination of defenders works for OliverPN.
Oh my gosh, I think it's his. It might have been one of his own players to block it, but there's a pass there. Pele's in.
Pele's in on goal. There's a man over at the back post as well.
Oh, gosh. Oh
Pele's going to run the clock down instead. He has the lead, but will this bite him? 88 minutes.
Oh, fantastic skill. Fantastic.
Ronaldo just doing everything he can to hold up the play.
Lovely.
And he keeps possession as well.
Sorry, I unhooked my headset there in the gas bag. By accident. He has to play that pass here, but he's gone to the corner flag, and this could be it.
He's going to win the corner as well. And OliverPN and all of his fans and everybody who's around him right now have a smile on their face, because they know in just a few moments' time, he'll be able to call himself a champion. Ronaldo goes forward, but it doesn't matter. The final whistle has gone.